everyone, Fred here from the CC Network, back again for another predictions video, this time TLC 2015 coming up this Sunday. I'm not going to be the only one saying this, but with Raw as rubbish as it's been, even with an occasional high point, it is very, very difficult to actually say I'm interested in this pay-per-view, considering that I have NXT TakeOver London coming up on Wednesday. Yes, I'm going to be there. Look out for this sign if you're watching on the network. It just popped up on the screen right now, the "So Much Win Here" sign that I brought to WrestleMania 30. If you see that in the crowd, that's me. And if you're going to the event itself, give me a heads up on Twitter and Facebook. We might be able to meet up somewhere and talk about the wrestling and just enjoy it, because it's been rare to have a pay-per-view event over here. I wouldn't have missed it for the bloody world. So hopefully that'll be something to look forward to. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, tables, ladders and chairs. No pre-show match. And honestly, I'm not going to try and waste my time on this. This show has predictable results again littered throughout. Let's just hope that, unlike last time at Survivor Series, they can give us something good. Because if my track record's been right since Fastlane, we've had bad pay-per-view, good pay-per-view, bad pay-per-view, good pay-per-view. Which means, hopefully, if my record stands straight, we are in for a good show here. And TLC has mostly delivered, apart from last year, which was an absolute stinker. Hopefully this year, minus the stairs, it will deliver. Let's get straight on to the matches. First up, we have the 8-man Tag Team Elimination Tables match between the ECW Originals and the Wyatt family. This is very easy to predict because it needs to be done. The Wyatt family need to absolutely destroy the ECW Originals. And you're saying to me, why? Well, it's simple. The Wyatts need to build momentum after they lost to Taker and Kane at Survivor Series, which I'm disappointed not only did they drop, but they haven't even had a rebuttal to build up to an inevitable Buried Alive match, which again I keep pestering myself and other people about because of how much I want the damn thing. But away from how much I want that, let's look at this match from a simple perspective. It's there for Braun Strowman to destroy everybody and everything in its path. And maybe the Wyatts come through without losing anybody. I mean, if they're going to lose anyone, it'll be Eric Rowan, mostly. And the rest of them can just remain strong and be happy, because that's mostly how it is. And knowing that they lost so quickly on Raw this past week in that giant clusterfuck of a tag match that opened the show, hopefully it should prove to be something interesting. But inevitably, if they're going to survive and take a beating, maybe they will just reduce it to Bray and Strowman, and then it'll just be something fun. But all we know is the old guys will put over the new guys. There's no doubt about it. But importantly, if Vince McMahon, we know him very well, don't we? We know him well enough that if there's one thing he likes more than messing with WWE fans, it's messing with ECW fans. And I bet a lot of them are going to complain and complain and complain that their favourite stars, Rhino, the Dudley Boys, Tommy Dreamer, are all going to get completely and utterly flattened. They're going to be angry and annoyed. But then again, nostalgia isn't always a good thing, everybody. Please remember it. So, on that note, the Wyatts are going to win. Nuff said. Next up, we have the chair match for the United States Championship, pitting Alberto Del Rio up against Jack Swagger. This one is surprisingly difficult to predict, because even with Del Rio now part of the League of Nations and could look as strong as ever with the guys in his corner, the one problem I have is he's no longer got Zeb Coulter in his corner. If you haven't watched Raw this week, they had a little bit of a fight and a bit of a bust-up following a match involving Swagger this past week on Raw. And inevitably, will that mean that Coulter will help Swagger and they reunite as a result to unify Mex America with a new face? Who knows? But I look at this and just say to myself, Del Rio, you haven't defended the title in a month or so. Maybe you should have been stripped of it by now. Who knows? But the one thing that we are definitely going to see is Del Rio winning it, because he's only won the title 2 months ago, and without a title defense to his name, he kind of needs to get over and make that title look like it means something. And if he does it with the League of Nations help, and inevitably gets the win, it'll add some story for Swagger to go back and fight. And even if Swagger did come out and win the damn thing, at least it gives Del Rio a chance to feud with someone for a couple more weeks, and inevitably put Swagger back over again, because he isn't that bad. His mic work has improved, despite his delivery not being the best, and he can still go in the ring very well. So, at least if you're going to do this right, benefit Swagger in the best possible way. But if I was you, WWE, I would keep the title on Del Rio. Fair and simple. Next up, we have the Divas Championship match of Charlotte versus Paige. Now, this stuff that's been happening in the last few weeks has kind of confused me, because who is the face and heel in all this? I haven't really been paying attention. Raw has not really been my strongest of points the last few weeks. But the thing is, I don't know who is the face or the heel here, because Charlotte's been acting like a heel, Paige has been acting like a heel, they both try to get sympathy from the crowd either way, and it's really, really confusing. Hopefully this match should give me something to look forward to, and hopefully the crowd will not crap on it like they did at Survivor Series. If you haven't checked out my review of Survivor Series to see what I thought, the blog post link will be down in the description box for anyone who missed it. But nonetheless, I look at this match and think Charlotte needs to win, but she's already proved her point against Paige at the last pay-per-view. She used her aggression after what happened with her brother, which was cut from the package, surprisingly, and then ended up destroying Paige in a long, drawn-out match. And the thing is, if they're going to do it again, what's the point? This time it needs to be Paige getting the upper hand. Sure, we don't want the Divas title being treated like a hot potato, but if they are going with Paige becoming a babyface again, which would be a very bad thing, but it would still be something I'd somewhat be interested in seeing how it's executed, she needs to have the title, because sure, using Ric Flair to win the title match would be actually somewhat good for storytelling, but we've already seen her win a match using that tactic only a week or two ago. So I look at the match and think to myself, come on, Paige, no matter where her alignment is, needs to win the title for a third time. I'm not advocating the fact that, okay, NXT is going to be in London, and they can then parade saying, yes, a British woman just won the title once again, and everyone can pop like mad. But the thing is, when you look at where this story's going, Charlotte losing it could actually be of benefit. I just don't really know what benefit it's going to do long term for the Divas division, because if someone else is then going to challenge in the Royal Rumble, maybe like a triple threat or a fatal four-way to kind of bring some interest here, maybe it could be good, but I'm looking at this match going, it's somehow turned into something quite bad, and I don't know where it's going to go. All I'm hoping is the match delivers and the crowd doesn't just give it crap, because it's not going to be worth my time or your time to watch. But I will give Paige the victory because I just feel like it's going in that direction. Now, we head into the Intercontinental Championship match. Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. This match, ooh, I'm looking forward to seeing these two wrestle again, but I was hoping it would be under more violent circumstances. Nonetheless, they showed us what they were made of in a pretty decent 2.5-star match going into Survivor Series, so hopefully it should prove to be good here. The thing is, looking at where this match and where these two are going, Ambrose needs a title around his waist to kind of remain relevant in this main event, semi-main event scramble he's currently with Roman Reigns. And honestly, him winning the title wouldn't be a bad thing, because think about it, if the League of Nations get Kevin Owens on board, they then have Canada represented. It would be quite fun to see him go at them. It would be lovely. But the thing is, Ambrose, does he really need it as much as Kevin Owens needs it to regain momentum? Because if they're not doing anything with Kevin Owens going into January, going into the Royal Rumble season, if they're not going to have him win the thing, or at least go into a very high-profile match at WrestleMania 32, then what's the point of him losing the title anyway? That's where I'm looking at it here. The match, I'll admit, it would be an interesting match to watch, and it should be, knowing there's more than just a title match later on in the evening on the line this time. So hopefully it'll have some story to it, but apart from Ambrose winning the title number one contendership, nothing's really been done, apart from Ambrose just disregarding what Owens is saying and chucking stuff at him. But hopefully it should be fun, but I'm going to stick with Kevin Owens keeping the belt, because honestly, Ambrose always looks better chasing than he does winning. And that's somehow a weird way, but hey, he plays that gutsy, determined, no-shit-taking badass. He'll do what he wants. And inevitably, if he loses, he'll just find a way to piss off Kevin Owens some more. And inevitably, that's where I think it's going to go. So I'm going for Owens to retain here, but if Ambrose wins, I will not be surprised in the slightest. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have what I hope to be the match of the night, and what I'm most looking forward to, because I'm lifting my unicorn horn aloft. It is the New Day versus the Lucha Dragons and the Usos in a ladder match for the Tag Team Championships. Can I just firstly say this? Those unicorn headbands, I want one of those. And the thing is, they've sold out within 5 hours. If they're not there at the NXT TakeOver show, I'm going to be very irritated. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, away from the unicorn horns, which mean being a brony and a New Day fan is incredibly useful, this match is very intriguing because it is going to be a humongous spot fest. The Lucha Dragons are going to fly everywhere, the Usos are going to fly everywhere, Kofi is going to fly everywhere, Lord knows what Xavier Woods is going to do, and we know that Big E can throw off some amazing power moves and some flying moves when necessary. This is going to be an unabashed piece of fun, and I can't wait to see it. But inevitably, the real challenge here is looking at who is going to win it, because going into this match, I would have gone for the Usos. They've just returned, they need to look strong, and inevitably need to win the belts. Especially if Ambrose is going to win the belt, they need to keep the momentum going in the reign of Roman Reigns' stable to have them win the tag belts as well. But the thing is, that doesn't really work for me, considering the Lucha Dragons, because they have looked really strong on TV, they've been getting more prominence, and them winning would establish themselves to be more than just being in this feud for the hell of it. And the thing is, that would be all good too, but the New Day, I would have said at this pay-per-view would be the best time to lose the titles, but come on. They are over as hell. I've already mentioned those unicorn hordes sold out in 5 hours. I bet that Vince McMahon is looking at Hasbro and Lauren Faust and saying, look, these things are selling like hotcakes. We need to do something here. I hope they don't, because being a fan of both MLP and WWE right now, it's a problem having them cross over like this. But I look at New Day and say, you are so over. You've made unicorn horns something that sells. You're like the Cody Rhodes of this current era, because he could make a mustache work. The same thing works here. And I look at the New Day, the greatest thing on Raw in the last few months, let alone weeks. Why would you take the titles off them? Really? Even with the Usos needing to regain momentum, and with the Lucha Dragons needing the win for validation, you've got a team here who is so over even their detractors can't help but crack a smile. Seriously. So, I'm going to put it out there, the New Day are going to win. The Unicorns are going to keep those titles. I don't know how, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's hope those horns keep glowing, and friendship, well, these three really can prove to be completely magic, everyone. Let's just hope, though, that Xavier Woods' trombone isn't factored into this, because this could be quite violent, and I wouldn't want that majestic instrument to be gotten rid of. Finally, we reach the main event. For the TLC match for the World Heavyweight Championship, Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. Do I even need to explain where this match is going to go? Do I really? It's going to be as dull as dishwater, predictable as peanuts, simple as suffer and succotash, because I know Vince would like that inserted for some bizarre reason. The thing is, this is easy. Sheamus will win. I don't care how strong Roman Reigns has been booked. He is going to lose this match, whether it's the League of Nations coming in, him missing a spear and going through a table, or falling off a ladder or something. Or even hitting a high iron cross off the damn ladder, for all I care. Roman has been made to look so strong that looking at Wrestling 101 booking-wise, I looked at this and went, there is no way he is going to win looking that strong. Because this guy, Sheamus, has just won the damn title. You need to make him look strong, considering 3 out of the 4 weeks he's been on television as champion, he hasn't looked good at all. And it's not very good. I mean, sure, you could make Sheamus a paper champion, give the title to Roman Reigns, and have the momentum going into the new year end up stagnating because people will crap on the product for a few more weeks, and then the Royal Rumble comes around and they're wanting to lose the title as soon as humanly possible. But the thing is, give Sheamus the time to run with this belt, because his mic work has been entertaining and his matches haven't been half bad either. Just ensure it's done the right way to prolong things. If Dean Ambrose and the Usos come out and end up helping as well, more the merrier, because the storyline actually benefits from that. And maybe some new interference from someone new, I don't know. All I'm saying is this match looks so predictable, no matter how many times I try to look at it from another angle, it always goes back to the same result. Sheamus winning. And I'm sorry, but if it's so predictable that even I lose interest in a match before it's even aired itself, then that's a huge problem. But luckily for me, I'm a critic and I'm a reviewer, so hopefully the match will not be as dull as I'm painting it to be. But all I'm saying is, WWE, you need to make the right choice here. You need to either build up a heel for a long term and not make him look like a chicken shit, or you need to push Reigns now to avoid the issues that come when he inevitably does win it later on. And that's a decision that even I wouldn't be tasked to make. And I wouldn't feel comfortable either way. There we go, guys. TLC predictions are done. It was very quick, but I had to do it for good reason, because this product has not been good enough in the last month or so for me to really justify going into immense detail, because I haven't been watching Raw a lot, as you lot may have noticed. I may have done the occasional tweet, but it hasn't been anything worth my time. This pay-per-view, though, even though the matches look predictable on paper, it's all stipulation matches, which mean better move variety, better chances for psychology. You know how the rest of it can go. The crowd will even improve too. So inevitably, I'm always remaining a little positive going into a pay-per-view, but this is the one of those shows I'm just not that interested. Hopefully it will surpass my expectations like Hell in a Cell did, and keep the run of bad pay-per-view, good pay-per-view stretching back to February, and we can hopefully end this year on a pay-per-view high, because last year, they didn't, and I want them to rectify that to get my trust in the TLC pay-per-view as a brand back. Hopefully it will do, because that'll be all well and good. Nonetheless, everybody, if you liked what you've heard, the like button is there to be clicked, and I would gratefully appreciate it. If you want to put your opinions on the predictions, which is mine or yours, the comment section is down below. And inevitably, if you want to check out all the rest of the stuff this channel has over the course of the next couple of weeks, which includes the next Wind Waker playthroughs, some MLP countdowns, and, of course, the thing I released a couple of days ago, which is the Rider Goes Over series intro, all you have to do is click that subscribe button and you will not miss a single thing. December looks to be a big month. I'm working on a lot of videos at the moment, and hopefully they will all be out by the time the year comes to an end. Not to mention, there's a Friday flashback of December to Dismember for you, so if you want to ruin your Christmas day, that's one thing you do not want to miss. Everyone, I have been Freddie Thomas, you've been people listening. This has been my TLC predictions for the CC Network, and I will see you all, hopefully for a review this time on this channel. If not, it'll be in a blog post as per usual at ccnetworkblog.blogspot.co.uk. I'll see you all next time. Cheers!